Strap season, where I document the journey of boxing's top contenders and also the title holders, soldiers on a mission to protect the crown at all costs. Thanks for tuning in to episode 15. 2023 has truly been a great year of boxing. Ryan Garcia versus Tank Davis, Canelo versus Charlo, and of course, the highly anticipated showdown between Terrence Bud Crawford and the Big Fish, Mr. Errol Spence Jr. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel. After months and years of anticipation, the time had finally arrived. The WBC, the WBA, the WBO, and the IBF titles are all on the line. Spence fans faithful and true, glued to the pay-per-view screen in hopes of hearing and the new undisputed champion, as Crawford fans lick their chops and insist that Crawford's slick style and ring IQ would be too much for Spence to handle. Former boxers and current boxers both make their predictions, as sports bookies scramble frantically to get everyone's bet placed.
Social media, my ass. Bro, listen, just like you talking, just like you doing all that talking, bro, it can turn deadly real quick. But on both sides, so why not support, listen, why not support your fighter? Support your fighter. You ain't got nothing wrong with that. Support your fighter. Y'all support y'all fighter. Let's come together, make this event a success, instead of everybody saying every time we get together, you know what I mean, it's always shooting and violence.
Time it is strap season, true time. First of all, I like to thank my mother and father, because without them I wouldn't be here. They blessed me with the resiliency to get through a lot of stuff in life. I like to thank everybody coming out here and supporting. Make sure y'all order Fight on Showtime pay-per-view. I guarantee you I'm going to put on a great show and a great performance. Make sure you bring your season for Saturday night, because we're going to have a crawfish boil. We're going to boil his ass. And bring the hot sauce too. Bring the hot sauce too. You already know Bowman got the season too. He going to be right there with us after the fight.
The stars are out in full effect, making their way to the front row as both fighters take center ring for instructions. Fight night, July 29, 2023. The showdown for welterweight supremacy. It's apparent from the opening bell. Spence looks a step slow and his punches don't seem to bother Crawford. Crawford looks strong, sharp, his defense is on point. Even when Spence is able to land big punches, Crawford just eats the punch and quickly counters over the top with the left hook before Spence can get back into defensive position. In the second round, Spence overextends on a jab and is countered quickly with a 2-1 from Crawford, dropping Spence. Spence is down for the first time in his career. He shakes it off and gets up and continues to fight. Crawford jabbed with Spence, and when Spence went to the body, Crawford went over the top every time. It was surprising that Crawford was able to be so offensively potent so early in the fight. Spence landed some big shots in the 5th round, but Crawford was able to shake them off and to continue to press. But in the 7th round, Crawford went to work, dropping Spence twice. Errol showed his toughness, getting up off the canvas a total of 3 times. In the 9th round, the ref stopped the fight, giving Terrence Bud Crawford the TKO victory. Crawford became the undisputed in the division on that night. Spence congratulated Bud and gave him his props. He didn't make any excuses. He said Bud was the better man on that night. Spence has activated the rematch clause, so we will see a part 2 at 154. Womack says it doesn't matter, it'll be the same result in the rematch. Crawford says Spence is tough and he gives him a lot of respect. He says he expects Spence would train hard and be ready for the rematch. He says he expects to see a totally different version of Spence, so he's going to train extra hard for the rematch. Punch stats: Crawford landed 185 out of 369, which is 50%. Spence, 96 punches landed out of 480, which is only 20%. To change these numbers, Spence has to have much better defense and a better offensive attack strategy planned. At 154, many think it'll give Errol a better chance. Former boxers Shane Mosley and Floyd Mayweather feel the same way. On the other hand, Tim Bradley feels the weight increase won't help Spence at all and still has Crawford dominating Spence in the rematch. Speaking for myself, I think moving to 154 is best. Spence should have more energy and endurance, which he needs against Crawford. So I'm banking on this being a much more competitive fight in the second time. Only time will tell. In a recent interview, Crawford stated he only has 2 fights left: the rematch with Spence and the big showdown with Canelo Alvarez. He has no interest in fighting Jerron Bruce Ennis or Charlo. As for the redemption rematch, I think Spence needs to work on his weaknesses. Any mistakes made, Crawford will make you pay. So better head movement, better timing, more power, more quickness. I'm sure Derrick James will address these issues. Spence is a true warrior, and he's on a mission for redemption. Salute to both fighters for giving us the fight that we wanted. Strap season. Canelo versus David Benavidez 2024. That's the new big thing in boxing. We just saw Benavidez stop Demetrius Andrade. He fought an awesome fight. He started slow, but when he warmed up, David Benavidez is hard to stop. There's no stopping him. David is big, strong, fast, and consistently trying to walk you down and beat you into submission. He finished Demetrius, dropped him, stopped him. He looked very impressive versus Caleb Plant also. His career and resume on the rise. He now wants the best of the best. The man himself, Canelo Alvarez. That's the fight everybody wants at 168. Canelo has recently beat Charlo, which was a walk in the park, and he also beat John Ryder. There's no guarantee Canelo will step up to the challenge to take on David Benavidez, but that's the fight that the boxing world is pushing for right now. Canelo is the big payday for everybody. If he doesn't face David, the WBC will probably strip Canelo. Canelo doesn't have to fight David, but I feel he will step up to the challenge and take the fight. Canelo was on the tail end of his career. Benavidez, 26 years old, up and coming, looking to leave his mark on the sport. I'm sure they will bring out the best in each other. As for now, I'm 50-50 on this fight. Canelo has seen it all, but this would be the ultimate test at this stage of his career. David is hungry. Him and his team only wants Canelo. David has all the tools to compete with Canelo and possibly beat him, but Canelo has a lot of pride, has a lot of experience. When he gets his second win in the 7th, 8th round, that's when we'll see the real battle. Canelo can make David back up. That's the question. I think so. That's going to be the test for David Benavidez. Can he stand up to the pressure and not back up? Only come forward versus Canelo Alvarez. The big fight 2024. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching. Strap Season, episode 15.